Let's talk about Cody Johnson, Cody Webster, The Fall. How did this come about, this music video?
So, my first NFR was 2013. And I met a new guy that was kind of playing some music called Cody Johnson.
Welcome to Y'all Street. Today, I speak with the 6-time Bullfighter of the Year, Cody Webster. Cody Webster, you want a cup of coffee?
Hello, Tarek. Please, dude, I'm going back to the first episode. You know I'm a coffee guy. You know it.
And check out this coffee mug before I pour the coffee in. Look at that puppy.
Whoa.
We got bulls on parade. Check that out.
Dude, there's a bull in
There's
there.
a bull in the coffee mug. I saw that. I said, there's only one man.
My whole life revolves around the bull.
Only one
I've
man.
noticed this. I guess it's not a bad thing if you're a bullfighter.
I made it strong. Coffee. Cowboy coffee. Cheers, brother.
Not girls, are we? Thank you, sir.
Ooh, let's go.
Day 2, Las
Cody?
Vegas. This is amazing. Cup of coffee.
You're not sleeping. You're all over the place.
No, we're not sleeping much.
Bro, what are you doing? What's going on here? What is
Man.
life like for Cody Webster at National Finals Rodeo?
Well, this year...
Hold on. 6-time Bullfighter of the Year. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
At National Finals Rodeo.
It's I don't know. It's like I can't sleep, to be honest, because like I feel like that young kid again. You know, like I've had the butterflies. I've been thinking about this since, well, I guess since I scheduled my surgery. You know, is when it kind of set in that this might jeopardize December. You know,
Let's talk about that for a second. Sitting at home, my phone is blowing up with the video of you at Music City Rodeo, and one of the gnarliest things I've ever seen. That video went viral, man.
Take
it
it
was
from me,
all
it
over
hurt
the place.
a lot.
You went airborne. You were airborne for like half an hour before you slammed into that rail.
Yeah, I could have got some flyer miles, man.
Holy moly!
It was
Walk
epic.
me through what. Just walk me through what happened there, man.
Man, so we got hired for Nashville. It was the first time they're having a pro rodeo in Nashville, Music City Rodeo. So we're excited, man. We got there I think me and Ashley went a day or 2 days before, just because I've never been to Nashville. Went and seen the whole entire country music, roll the bars. Everybody's playing, just trying to cut their teeth and advance in the music industry. So here comes all the cowboys. We're rolling into town, and man, it was just epic. It was really fun. They took such good care of us there that it was a breath of fresh air, Plus it's a new rodeo. It's somewhere that I haven't been, and the way they did the arena, the setup, the vibe, the best stock, man, it was epic, So I'm fired up, just excited, and literally the first show, the first bull, threw that guy right at my feet. And a lot of times when the outgate's to your back, you have to cross the bull's vision. If you don't cross their vision, a lot of times they've already seen the guy, the outgate's where they're leaving is there. So if they see it and it's a cheap shot, it's a free shot, they take it. So, but you cross their vision, it kind of, you have a better success rate to save that guy if you cross their face. But as quickly and as fast as it happened, man, I had to just literally lay on a bomb, and I knew it was not going to be good when I left the bull's head, because a lot of times if you can you can get hooked in a way that you can kind of control yourself going airborne. When you lay on a bull's head, you're at his mercy, and man, it cut me a huge flip. Went out of the arena into the outgate where the bull's leaving. And the first thing I hit was the top of the panels at a very high rate of speed. I think I broke my foot. And when I landed, I come down with my elbow, because I hit the panel and it stalemated me. And then when I come down, my elbow was out, and it just completely broke everything off my socket.
Did you know immediately, or did it just...
Well, not really, because, it happened so quick and so fast, and the adrenaline's pumping,
Yeah.
But when I was laying there on the ground, it didn't knock me out, but it knocked me kind of goofy for a second. So I kind of got my chickens gathered up. They were running around the barnyard. And I went to try to push up, and I couldn't. It was my arms not working, I couldn't. and I kind of got rolled over, and I got to my left hand, and then I pushed up, and then Dusty grabbed me and kind of got me to my knees, and my shoulder was completely down underneath my pec, and I was like, this ain't good. So I kind of moved around, and it all the muscles fired, and it took my shoulder back into place. So I got up, and the biggest thing I was mad about is I had a brand new Resist All hat, shameless plug, I know, that I just, like when you get them straw hats shaped just right, we're fixing to hit the summer, like it fit good, it felt good, and it was just like laid on my face and just destroyed. So I'm kind of fixing my hat, but the whole time, like I'm kind of like trying to ignore the fact that I just did something bad.
Yeah.
Because I've had a lot of injuries, a lot of broke bones, but to have my shoulder go from where it's supposed to be plumb down in the middle of my chest, I knew something was wrong. But then it went back into place. So for like 2 bulls, I'm kind of like getting around. I'm like, man, maybe I'm okay. Maybe it's just a weird dislocation, and maybe I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then like the 3rd bull, man, it dropped plumb out again, went plumb down. And I kind of got over the fence, and it went right back into place again. So it's weird because, normally when you dislocate, you got to have a doctor or somebody put it back in, So we get through a few more bulls, get through the night, and then go into sports medicine. The doctor that's there, she kind of did some tests, and it dislocated 2 more times.
Oh, man.
And when she did it, she had to put it back in. So I was like, yeah, I've got something bad here. And the whole time, my toes are killing me because I think I broke my foot. So I'm like, great, go to the motel, absolutely no sleep, never went to sleep, and then got up.
You've been down that road before many times.
Yeah, got up and tried to take a shower, and like I can't even lift my arm, And
Was Smash with you? Or
yeah, Ashley's with me, thank God. And and as the day went on, I don't know. Frank Newsom kind of instilled in me at a very young age that if you're not dead and your legs are still working, you're going to go do your job, And I was like, well, my legs are good, and I still got one good arm, so I'm going to figure out the night. And sports medicine, Justin sports medicine team's there, and patched me back together. Got through the week, and then I went and seen Tandy that Monday at Dallas to kind of get the MRIs and everything, and that's where it determined how much damage we had done. And surgery was definitely on the horizon, but we were going to try to, at that point, to be eligible for the National Finals Rodeo, you have to have your count, which is a minimum of 8 rodeos with at least 20 shows, 20 performances. So, Music City was my 2nd rodeo. I went to San Antonio, which is a 23 show rodeo, but it only counts for 1 rodeo. So I've already perfed out. I'm 23 shows just there. So I got my perf count, but I got to get 8 rodeos.
What's crazy is that, so you're our first repeat guest on this pod, and you're the very first interview, and it was at that San Antonio rodeo.
Yeah.
And
it was.
You came down to Shiner, and what you told me in that interview is, how difficult the sport is for so many guys because it can be taken away like that. One incident, one issue, one thing, and it's gone.
Yep.
And then the very next rodeo, you get put out of commission for the season.
Yeah, it is actually the next rodeo.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So like I knew it was gonna. I honestly because Doc got my X-rays back before I left to go get my MRI, and I had broke my socket and everything. Like pretty bad. Like sheared everything off the front. There's bones floating. There's fragments everywhere. So he's like, "Yeah, you're broke. You broke it." So I'm like, "All right." So I go get my MRI and then get back. He checks it all out, and he's like, "Yeah, your capsule's exploded. Your labrum's completely gone. Your biceps tendon's tore. Yada yada yada."
What's going through your mind? I mean,
I thought I was done. I was like,
you thought that was the end of the career.
Yeah, I figured we'd be doing surgery that week. Like I figured this is it. And so we kind of sat there and talked for a little bit, and he's like, "So what's on the horizon? Like, what's your goal?" And I said, "Well, I want to. The NFR is my goal. And he's like, "Well, when's your next rodeo? And I said, well, I got 2 weeks off, or I got a week off. Then I go to Cleburne, Texas, and then from Cleburne I go to Reno, and Reno starts my entire summer run, fighting bulls nearly every day for, the full summer. So, so he's like, well, why don't you do 3 weeks of therapy, get that swelling down, and see where we're at, put a brace on, and go see if you can see what you can do. Wow. So I'm like,
and what about your foot? Was that just going to naturally heal?
yeah, my foot was good. It was completely black, purple, but ended up breaking my toes, so, but which is still painful. It's better than the foot, but ended up breaking my toes. So, so we take off. I ended up taking 2 weeks off. I missed Cleburne and then did therapy every day. Went right into Reno. Or actually, man, I actually drove from Oklahoma, the ranch, to Cody, Wyoming. Dropped our truck and trailer, which is 18 hours. Jumped on a flight from there, went to Reno, Nevada, met up with Tony and the guys, and then got the Reno rodeo started. And the first perf, like I had done therapy for 3 weeks. And like I had about all my motion, and like every time we'd stop for gas or fuel, I had my bands. I was doing my band workouts while the truck's filling up, and then we'd drive another 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, fill up the fuel. I'd get a whole nother shoulder, doing all my therapy. So by the time I got to Cody, dropped the trailer, I get to Reno, like I feel good. I'm like, maybe I have a chance, and put the shoulder brace on, and literally the first perf, about the 10th, 12th bull in, kind of got in a tight spot, and I just reached out to kind of get past that bull's head, and he hit me, and it dropped everything, completely dislocated. But the pain of it compared to the other dislocations, the original wreck hurt really bad, but the 3 or 4 dislocations after that would just go all the way out and then go back in. It still hurt, but not like it did the first time. But this pain at Reno was like instant sweat across the mustache, and then my face is just bowling out of me. And I was like, I just did something else. And I ended up tearing another biceps tendon, and then I sheared a bunch of cartilage off I don't know what this ball thing is. I don't know the term for that, but
Deltoid?
Whatever, something, one of them big words. But it ended up taking all the cartilage, busted all of it off. So like the next day is when I called Doc and I said, hey, I want to schedule my surgery. And he's like, okay, so like next week. And I was like, no, July 28th be the day after Cheyenne's over. Cheyenne's over on Sunday. I was like,
You were still planning to go to Cheyenne?
Let's go Monday. Yeah, because I mean, I've already took my rig. I'm already in the heat. I've already been here, done this. I finished Nashville, so I'm like, it's not going to be fun. But in the back of my mind, I thought if I can make it through the summer, A, I'd have my rodeo count, and B, if I was chose to come to the National Finals rodeo, that it would justify in my mind that I earned my spot, And so we did. We toughed it out. By the time we got to Cheyenne, I dislocated, like, I think 2 or 3, like, for real ones that come all the way down. But then I had 6, 7, like, minor dislocations.
Were you on
just
any
kind of
painkillers or anything?
Man, I got on some, the doctors there in Reno prescribed me. It's non-narcotic. It was some kind of like just a really high power anti-inflammatory. So I was taking those in the morning, but man, there's nothing you could do, man. Like by the time Cheyenne was rolling around, it was dislocating once a day or every other day. It just is miserable, man. I'd roll over in bed, my shoulder would fall out. Oh
my gosh.
As soon as I'd fall asleep, as soon as my muscles would relax, my shoulder would shift. So painful, but got through it. Did the Cody Johnson music video.
Yeah.
Did all of that.
Which
within,
we need to talk about that.
A few days after Cheyenne, and then right into surgery. So surgery, went very well. Doc did a really good job. And, I sat at home, I think, for about 7 days. And then we went right into physical therapy. And, man, we haven't looked back since.
But it was uncertain as to whether or not you were going to make it. Like, it was a heavy push for you, right?
Very heavy. Yeah. I mean, you're talking the 6-month recovery for a lot of people. And from the surgery to last night's performance being round number 1 of the finals was 3 months and 26 days.
Wow. I was talking to Dale yesterday at breakfast, and we were talking about you a little bit, and I was saying, you know, when I heard it happen, obviously we were texting. I was glad to know that, you know, you were on the mend and whatnot, but based on what we had talked about the year prior, where you were like on the road nonstop, I was like, you know, this could be good for him to just kind of just reset a little bit. And I know you had some other nagging injuries, and kind of get healed up and take a little bit of a breather. And
the good Lord knows what he's doing.
He does.
I'll just say that.
For sure.
I mean, it was, man. And it's pretty insane that I did pull it off, you know. And I'm still not out of the woods. Like, we still got 9 more rounds to go, and there's really no telling what can happen. But as far as how I felt last night, how the shoulder handled things, how I responded, I feel like I'm back, you know. I really do. And the rest of my body, this is the best I felt since I was 15 years old. You know, I'm not going to lie. Like, you know, it's just, I feel good, man.
That's great, man. Congrats. Let's talk about Cody Johnson, Cody Webster. The fall. How did this come about, this music video?
So, my first NFR was 2013. And I met a new guy that was kind of playing some music called Cody Johnson at the South Point. And we just kind of hit it off, man. Like, he was sitting there. I think we ended up kind of just meeting outside.
He's a rodeo guy.
There. Yeah, he's a rodeo guy. He's us, you know. Yeah. So we hang out, you know, and I meet him, and he's pretty cool. And he's like, man, I got my show, you know, tonight. Why don't y'all come backstage and get back from the show? And so we get back from the perf, and we go back there and eat all his sandwiches and indulge in some other stuff, you know, and had a good night. And then he rocked them, and he's like, man, you want to go to the bus and hang out? And so when the show's over, we went to the bus, and that's when he was just getting ready to release his album that kind of really put him on the map, you know. And so he's playing all these songs acoustically, and like, man, it was neat. It was really cool. So from then on, you know, every year we'd meet out here, and then we, you know, exchange numbers and talk and chat, and then ended up seeing him playing in San Antonio, and then that's who ended up getting me my Resistol cowboy hat deal, you know, with the guys, Dustin and the boys.
He's tight with those guys.
And it's a fun crew, man.
Oh yeah.
And so you know, I've got to know him really well, and like literally that night at Reno, the first perf, I dislocated again. Like, I can't sleep. Like, don't matter where I get, how I prop my arm, like the pain, the swelling, the throbbing, like you're not going to sleep. And it's like 1 a.m. and my phone's ringing, and it's Cody Johnson, and I'm like, I told my wife, I'm like,
it's odd hours.
This is odd. And she's like, either he's having a good time or something's wrong. You need to answer. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, what are you doing, man? I'm like, well, laying in bed in Reno. I can't go to sleep, you know. And he's like, man, I got this idea. Like, I'm going to run it by you. Like, you know the fall? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you know the fall? And I'm like, ish, but not like. And he's like, hang up, listen to the song, call me back. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. So he does, and then, you know, I listen, then he starts telling me all the idea he has about, you know, kind of transforming from the bull rider to the bullfighter.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, and I want you to be that guy. And I'm like, no way. And he's like, yeah, like, seriously, man, like, this year we're going to do this, like, coming up. You know, he thinks this song, and I believe it. I think this song can go on and probably
it's an awesome song.
Win a lot of awards, you know.
It's awesome, and the video is awesome too.
The
way that he shoots I've never seen a bull shot the way. I don't know who the cinematographer was, but the way that bull was shot in that video is a piece of art. Hey, Josh, insert the fall video right here.
I climb back on again. The ride is worth the fall. The fall was worth the smiles. Smiles were worth the tears. Tears were worth the miles. Miles were worth the pain. Pain was worth it all. It's all worth this life. Life is worth the ride. The ride is worth the fall. smiles were worth the tears. Tears were worth the miles. Miles were worth the pain. Pain was worth it all. It's all worth this life. Life is worth the ride. The ride is worth the fall.
So, like, yeah, I mean, it was just epic, man, because, like,
You know, he's got this idea, and then we kind of start like brainstorming with each other. Like, well, what about this? And he's like, yeah, what about this? So next thing you know, so he's like, yeah, so what do you think? Like, you know, maybe towards like September or something, you know, I think we can start shooting. I said, Cody, I just scheduled my surgery. Like, I'm going into surgery. Like,
we've got to do this, like, in the next 2 weeks before, or if I'm going to be the guy, because if not, then it's going to be way late into way towards the end of the year or 26, you know.
And so basically what you're telling him is this is impossible because putting together a music video in 2 weeks with all of the work that has to go into that is like hard.
And that's what
Really
I
hard.
thought. But next thing I know, the next morning, my phone's blowing up. I've got producers and people texting me, and we're all in group chains. And so I was like, well, why don't y'all come to Cheyenne next, you know, in 2 weeks or whatever it was, and we can get some B-roll and what we need, you know, get the idea there rolling. And then I said the Cheyenne's over Sunday. I'll drive home Monday. Tuesday, we're shooting the bull riding scene. So I'd been, you know, getting with the guys and stuff and setting everything up.
Was that your bull in the video?
No, it was Brendan Eldred's bull.
Okay.
And but we kind of set up that whole thing at a old school rodeo arena right there in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. And so we get all the B-roll and we do everything at Cheyenne, but I still didn't know that, like, how directed towards me this video is going to be. Like, I thought it would just kind of be some clips and, you know, what you would think. And I was blown away, dude. Like, we do all that stuff at Cheyenne, and then when I rolled into Pauls Valley, when I rolled up, there's like 70 people on the crew. There's booms with lights, and there's just people everywhere. There's never been this many lights and cameras and everything going on in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, ever, you know. And I'm like, holy wow. So we had to wait till it was pitch black. We kill all the arena lights and then just use what they had. And
what about the rain? So they just have big rain machines rolling
well,
in
so
and-
like all the bull riding and all that was in Pauls Valley.
Yeah.
And then that was basically all my parts.
Oh, gotcha.
So
okay.
then when we got done there, I went right into surgery, and then they went down to another arena down around Houston.
Okay.
And that's where Cody shot his scenes with the rain and all that.
Yeah.
So I had surgery, and I'm sitting there, you know, just hanging out with arm in a sling, and I get this video from Noe that, you know, they're shooting this scene, and like when I seen that, I was like, holy smokes.
I couldn't believe how it was shot with that bull, man. I'm telling you, like, it was a work of art.
Well, and then just the rain scene and all that, and the lightning and everything that they did, man. Like, it's an epic video, dude. Like,
I loved it.
And to be as involved as I was with it, man, I owe him so much because, like I said, dude, he didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of guy he is, and
And the song is just so good, too.
It's powerful.
You know, it's so good. And it actually, I was telling my wife when she was watching, I'm like, this encapsulates Cody's entire life, like in these lyrics, man. Like, this is Cody, you know.
The ride is worth the fall.
That's it. That's
But,
it.
man, it's been epic, bro. Like and I don't know. Like I said, the good Lord knows what he's doing, dude. Like, this has been a fairy tale ending, you know, to do what we've done, to go through the injury, the music video, the therapy, the training, and then get to come back to the National Finals Rodeo for my first rodeo back, and not just get to protect the top 15 bull riders in the game, but also my very first bull back was a fighting bull, a freestyle bullfight at the Thomas and Mack in front of the Yellow Chutes.
Man, you had such a pep in your step. I was watching.
I had to, dude. That thing was a missile.
Every moment, I'm like, he's back.
It
Cody's
felt
back.
good. And like to have those butterflies, to have everything that is epic, man.
Let's talk about Ultimate Bullfighter.
Yeah.
Not only,
I hear you're coming to the show today, man.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's exciting. I proud to be involved with that, and I got to tell you, like, talk about a year. You go from injury to music video to back to NFR, 6-time Bullfighter of the Year, and launching Ultimate Bullfighting.
Yes.
Let's talk about what that is.
UBF in Las Vegas.
Hit it.
Man, it's insane, dude. So I was 15 years old, and I was sneaking out of class, hitching rides to the airports, and flying to North Carolina for the Ultimate Bullfighters. So, like, that's how long this has been going on. I'm 33 now, so whatever the math is. But that's when this was happening, and that was, man, it's forever ago, And it was kind of the one of its own. It was the only association in freestyle bullfighting at the time. The Wrangler bullfights for like 40 years was huge. Their finals was with the NFR. So like what we did last night with the one bull, they would do that for 4 nights with 6 guys. And that was the finale of it, and back then in the 80s to be winning 100, 125,000, 150,000 fighting bulls was huge, But and I don't know all the exact details, but 2000 was the last year of the Wrangler bullfights, and then the event went away. So there was some smaller deals that kind of kept going. Rex Dunn he made the NFR in the Wrangler matches, and he was a fighting bull breeder contractor, which is who really inspired me to do what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And
All the listeners in Europe right now are thinking that you're talking about Matador.
no,
bullfighting.
American freestyle bullfighting.
Explain what that is.
There's no capes, there's no swords, and there's no blood. The only blood that'll be shed is from the bullfighter.
Yeah.
So it's an action-packed sport, man. It's literally man versus beast. And when you see these guys take these kind of bulls and get them to a spot of where they're controlling them and missing chaos by no more than a half an inch or even a centimeter, and dance with the bull in an art form, it is amazing. And when it goes bad, it goes bad. You're talking about guys getting cut flips, and you're talking about a bull that has been bred for thousands of years, and it's the most pure genetic database line of bulls. Like it goes back to Roman times, So, and those same genetics that was in the Roman Colosseums is the same bulls that we're using at the Ultimate Bullfighters. So it's very pure, like on our ranch, when certain seasons hit, full moons, it gets eerie. It feels a lot like being maybe on an episode of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, because like it gets
It's that primal.
eerie because it's so pure still. Any other line of cattle that's in the world has been crossed or changed at some point. This is as pure as it gets. So those natural wild beast tendencies that was going on thousands of years ago is still going on at the Flying W, and it gets eerie.
It's crazy, man. What is the? I know you brought a whole bunch of bulls with you here. Walk the listeners kind of through your experience of what are these 10 days like for you? Because you got so much going on. What is like morning, noon, night feel like?
Man, there's no sleep, I'll tell you that. But I can do anything for 10 days, man. It's 10 days. It's the best 10 days of our sport, what we get to do. So, like, for me, like I'm slammed without the Ultimate Bullfighters coming here, without me sending – I've got 47 head of stock from the ranch here in Las Vegas right now. So, and I've got another 16 head of bulls going from the Flying W to Fort Worth, Texas for the Ultimate Bullfighters World Finals. So our guys are going fighting bulls here in Las Vegas and fighting bulls in Fort Worth, Texas tonight, tomorrow, Friday and Saturday of next week, while we have a 10-day event here. So, like, a lot of guys that fought yesterday got on a plane this morning and is fighting in Fort Worth, Texas tonight. So, like, the money's huge. You know, they're going to be able to win. The winner here will get a $50,000 check plus with what he's won throughout the week.
That's fantastic.
But if he does good here and goes and aces them in Fort Worth, Texas, you know, you're looking at potentially $125,000, $150,000 weekend for a bullfighter if he can go all in and win both events.
Game changer.
It's a game changer, man. So it's huge, and
So
it's growing.
Do you bring guys from the ranch to help with all the stock that you're bringing over?
Yeah, I got TDR, truck driving Rob. That's my main man that does all the transportation. He's really good with the bulls too. You know, I can put him on the road. He's got 47 head of bulls, and he went from the Flying W to New Mexico. We found a place to lay over there. He let them rest, feed, water, back on the truck, another trip to Las Vegas, and I never had to worry about a thing.
That's great.
So I've got a really good crew, Connor, George, all the guys back at home taking care of. Frank Newsom is hauling for me this week, and
that's great.
And feeding and stuff
full
for us.
circle.
So it's a full circle, you know, it really is. And then
But you got all your sponsors here.
but then we've got all our endorsements, all our partners, you know, Texas Precious Metals, you know, everything, Justin Boots, Wrangler, everybody that's involved. So, like, you know, we've got to go do your due diligence, you know, if you're going to be a partner and this is their big time event. So we're signing autographs, we're hitting the podcast, we're hitting this, boom, boom, boom. So, like, I've already been to another signing this morning. As soon as it was over, back into another cab, shooting across here, me and Marcy running into y'all. We're running down here, doing this. As soon as this is over, I'm hauling butt to the Resorts World to get ready for the bullfights. As soon as the bullfights are over, we'll go straight to the building because we mandatory have to be checked in by 4:15 at the arena. And then it's maybe another cup of coffee, and pretty soon the rodeo starts at 5:45, and you're under the bright lights and protecting the top 15 bull riders, you know? So, like, it's like that every day. You're just boom, 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 boom.
Well, you're killing it, man.
Like yesterday, me and Ashley, we got back to the South Point, and we're kind of both just dragging a little down. And I'm like, what's the deal? And she's like, we haven't ate since breakfast.
Gosh.
We ate at 9 o'clock this morning.
Get this man a granola bar.
So it's like, you know, like, but that's a typical day in Vegas. You may you may not eat.
Yeah.
So
just wild.
But like I said in another podcast the other day, everybody's like, because, you know, young guys coming in, or, well, I'm going to put my rodeo comes first, you know, and but if you're going to be big time, you can't be part time. Like, if you're going to have the endorsements, you're going to have the partners, you're going to do what you're going to do. You may not sleep this week.
That's advice for any industry. That's advice for any entrepreneur.
Hustle.
If you're going to be big time, you can't be part time.
Can't be part time.
If people want to follow you while you're here, where can they follow you?
Man, check me out. I'm a big time Instagram guy. Official Cody Webster. Same deal on Facebook, and then I got a YouTube channel, man, and it's been fun. Cody Webster, professional bullfighter on YouTube. We've got everything from behind the scenes at rodeos to ranching to driving to whatever we may be getting into that day. Lots of updates, man. So check that out. There's a lot of cool footage on there, and well, that's my main deals.
Your Cody Webster coin is selling like hotcakes,
dude.
People,
I'm pumped, man.
love
Like
that coin.
to have messages of like, hey, man, like, so like I can invest like in the silver, but it's still your coin. So like, but it's still like, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's 100% legit. Like,
man, that thing looks
you can
so
even
good.
store it at the Texas Precious Metals Depository.
Which you've been to.
Yes, dude. I walked in with guys with guns, and
Hey, it's Texas.
I was like,
Everybody's
man,
got guns.
This is amazing.
You know what I got for you this time? Since you're our first repeat Y'all Street guest, you got the Y'all Street
That's
coin.
the Y'all Street
You like that?
coin.
I got one more for you, too. Since you're out of Oklahoma, Flying W. The Oklahoma Goldback, 1/1000th of an ounce of gold. That's
up.
for you, brother.
Shut up. You remember that big freaking piece
You're working
of
up
gold
to
I
it.
had?
You're working up to it.
Do you remember that?
I do. Do you know what that's worth now? It's
No
like
idea.
$1.6 million.
Yeah. Held it right there at that hand, dude.
Gold's up like $1,000 since you were up there.
I'm going to tell you what. You better be strong if you're going to deal with gold.
Yeah. It's dense.
Very dense is the word I learned. That is awesome, dude.
Cody Webster,
I put this in my pocket.
National Finals Rodeo.
Thanks,
Good to see you,
Tarek.
brother.